I'm from Grand Forks, North Dakota, born and raised, spent the first 25 years of my life there. I had a job outside of college, just kind of a dead-end job, something that wasn't going very well for me. I looked at, hey, what do I want my life to be? And so I started looking around, thinking about, what are some things that I'm good at? What are some things that I would like to have happen in my life? And I started to look into law enforcement. I actually looked in the paper back when that was a thing, found a job listing for the Fargo Police Department. And so I applied. It took about a year to go through the application process, and here I am. That was 15 years ago. I said to myself, if I'm going to do this, I want to work for the best. And I saw Fargo as the best. I think it still is the best, at least in the state. So that was really interesting. When I first came, I didn't really know anything about law enforcement. We were considered a smaller city at that point. It's expanded like crazy in the last 15 years.
I'm from Olivia, Minnesota. I currently live in the Fargo metro area. I have a wife and 2 kids. I've been with the Fargo Police Department since 2013. I went to NDSU and I started off as an exercise science major. Realized really quick that science wasn't my thing, even though it's in the name. Always wanted to be a cop. My dad is a firefighter. He's a chief of a fire department now. So I was always kind of around first responders. So I switched over to criminal justice, and my goal was just to get hired by a bigger department, and then went to the academy after I graduated NDSU. And then from there, I got hired by Fargo PD right after the academy, and I've been here ever since. Tyler and I, we grew up around first responders. I actually collected police cars my entire life, and Tyler was always around the same influences I was around, with my dad being a firefighter. So Tyler then became a cop, and at first it was super scary because I was the older brother, and you always have to watch out for him. He's like my little brother, but my big brother, so I look up to him.
I'm originally from Chaska, Minnesota. It's a suburb of the Twin Cities. I ended up coming up here for NDSU for college. I initially wanted to be a physical therapist. Decided I didn't want to go to school for 6 years for that, so kind of just fell back into being a cop and getting into criminal justice. My mom actually worked for the city of Chaska, and in that I would go there after school, kind of hang out at the library, be around a lot of cops and stuff like that, and just initially kind of fostered that interest for me. Before I got promoted, I was part of the training and development unit. Part of that was responsible for training our Fargo Police Academy students, doing in-house department training, whether it be firearms, defensive tactics, EVOC, anything like that. And now just kind of transitioning back into that patrol role where I started my career at before.
I was promoted to lieutenant, so I had been a sergeant for about 2.5 years. Lieutenant is something that I wanted. As one of my mentors said, you want to bring your passion to opportunities. So I had an opportunity here. It really wasn't on my timeline. I wanted to spend some more time as a sergeant, learn that role, be better, but here was this opportunity to move ahead, gain some agency, gain some clout within the department. So I took that opportunity. It went really well for me. I'm not one for pageantry or promotional, celebrations or anything like that.
It was a tough decision. I love narcotics. It was the best time I've had in my career. I got to do a lot of really awesome stuff, work with awesome people. I was an ATF task force officer, so I got to work the federal angle as well. Got to train a ton, got to train a bunch of different agencies around the state and the metro and even in Minnesota. But I figured it was time to make a move. I did that for 6.5 years. I started to kind of feel like I could do more. Everybody wants to be a cop to help people, and I did too, and I was doing that for my 10 years here. And I felt like now it's time to help people within the department and give them my experiences and then also learn from them.
Sergeant was something that I was always interested in. Being in training and development, I love the idea of kind of passing knowledge forward or being a mentor to others. So applying for sergeant was just kind of the next step in that evolution of that. I was very fortunate to do well in that process. I was excited to see that I made the list, and when I was ultimately promoted, I actually called my wife right after I saw where I was on the list and that I was getting the call to go. It was huge for me to have my wife be able to pin my badge when I was promoted to sergeant. It's something that she's always kind of been there for me. She's been that rock when my schedule's been adjusted, when I've had to work odd hours kind of all over, different difficult assignments. She's just always been kind of that steady support for me.
I think that, being, as the chief said in his speech, he gave a really good speech, is we're the next generation of leadership in this department. So it feels really good where, I'm part of that, right? I'm part of that next generation. I'm part of they, when they talk about they are doing things, we're doing things, that's me. I'm considered part of the executive staff now as a lieutenant. And so those other people that were promoted with me, those are leaders I'm going to be working with, going to a new fifth, going to a new area of the department for me. So then helping just mold the next generation.
Thank you for the opportunity. I look forward to trying to lead and influence others and also learn from them. I think we're in a really good position now with a very young generation of officers, because it wasn't that way when I started, to learn from them, learn how they deal with different dynamic situations, and then also have a bunch of senior officers now moved on to sergeant with a lot of different experiences, just bringing that all together and forming one big, good, and forward-thinking police department.